Welcome, welcome. Let me make another Discord ping quick. Welcome in, everyone. We are working on a gacha system for the drivers. So, drivers, what are they? They allow you to do an ability during a match. So, for example, right now I have the noob equipped, and you'll see I have the heal ability. I know the UI looks terrible, but when I click heal, it heals my bot. Pretty crazy. Noob is like the worst one, very basic, but welcome in, everyone. But basically, abilities will be a one-time use thing in battles, and to get them, you will do the basically a gacha system, similar to like what tower defense games do. So if I go back in here, we have this whole summon thing, and yes, Julian, it is. And then also when these drivers also have stats set to them, there'll be like different qualities, that kind of thing. So we're gonna be working on that today, actually rolling, making this menu work. When you click someone, it'll actually do a some kind of thing like this. This is from a different game. So when you click summon, you get something, basically. We're gonna be doing something similar. Midget. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing something similar to that. Hi, Joy. Yeah, so we have the logic for summoning a specific driver. Yes, Strike, you will. Probably tied to your daily, what's it called? PvP crate. And then you'll also get, whenever you beat a clash for the first time, you will get a crate that will give you a driver from that clash. Because what clashes will do is they will have all of the NPCs in them that basically are locked until you're able to get them. And then they're locked until you beat the clash. You're not even able to roll like those specific NPCs until you beat the clash, and then you'll see the abilities in the clash as well, like they will use them. Tech behind this game is incredible. Thank you, appreciate it. Change the hair. I got a bad haircut, yeah. I moved state, so I went somewhere new, and it wasn't ideal, but Echo. All right. So, rolling stats. So, NPCs or drivers have a quality level to them, as well as stats that you're gonna be able to reroll. So there's so many different things that are tied to drivers. It's kind of a lot goes into it. So basically, depending on your quality, you'll have number of roles for basically each stat. So I'm thinking you're gonna have a health roll and a damage roll, which so it'll be the first quality divided by I want basically round this up. So at quality levels, what I want is at 1 you get 1, at 2 2, 3 2, 4 3, 5 3, everything after that's 3. So 1.5 heal should do it. Yeah. And then I clamp this to 3. So it'll be random if you get a health. So what I'm thinking is we'll have a health roll, a we have health, which will be like a health modifier, so like plus 10% health or something like that. We'll have a health roll, we'll have a damage roll, and then we'll have a specific like part roll, similar to what they have on here. Hey, tremendous. So parts have these little boosters to them, and I think that the driver should too. And you'll be able to reroll this. You're only able to get the part on the third roll. Like the part is always the third roll, but the damage or health could be the first roll. So if you only have one roll, you do damage or health. If you have 2 rolls, you do both damage and health. If you have 3 rolls, then you do the part. If that makes sense. I think, yeah. Okay. So if there's one roll, gotta think about this. Okay. So let's define what driver stats is. We're gonna have a health, damage, and we have a bonus, I think is what I called it. Or bonus, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about doing something like that, Sultan. Okay. Good. How many Clash Royale trophies? When I used to play it, I don't know, they change it so much. I don't even know like what's good anymore. When I used to play, like, I had a max deck and everything like that, so I was decent. Okay. Good driver stats. Joy, there are offline rewards. I don't know how I feel about auto battle specific though. Okay. So if I equals 1, then we need to determine, not I, if numstat rolls is 1, then we need to roll either health or damage. So roll health, and then we pass in the same thing here. No. Yakko. I know, Strike, that's a good point. Like, people are probably going to use auto clickers anyways, so I don't know. I honestly am. I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, I know, that's the thing. It is honestly, like, it's a very tricky, like, it's like a tricky design choice. Alright, so basically, I made this as kind of messing around here. Each quality, it would go up 3%, and then there's a range that you can get. So drivers won't be absurdly OP on the stats department, at least initially. Like, a good driver might boost your stats by like 20%, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be like plus 300%, yada yada yada. So I was thinking it would be 3% per quality per star. Maybe bump that up to 5% per. Do this. 5% So I'll do local base is that. And then we need to have basically a almost like a bell curve, right? Not yet, Co. That'll probably be something that comes post-release. Minutes. Hey, Exalted. So rolling stat, getting the base stat, and then I want to determine do we have, hold on. I also want to assign like letter ratings because I feel like that's cool. I don't know. I don't think it should be equal probability for any stat. So if we have like, let's just say 5% boost, 10% boost, 15%. Should it be equal probability everywhere? I don't think so. I think it should probably be... It doesn't make sense. 5%. What, like that? We say this is 5. This is 15. Random number from here to here. And then plug it into the function to get us our actual result. So this just looks like a basic quadratic graph. And then given our luck, we can shift this graph be more like that. So if we open up Desmos and come up with a function here, it's turbo. Let's just start with x squared. Let's say our base is 5. Let's just go up by 5 each time. 30. Actually, what we can do is just do q equals 1. And then quality 1 to 10. Step is 1. Actually, let's just 5, and then from that our base will be 5 times L, or not L, 5 times Q. Okay, and then this is in percent. So then based on this, we can say we also need a step. Step is 5. That's just a constant. Step, okay, and then we need to say, bear with me here, bear with me, and then we're gonna have to say we're gonna have to say base minus step base minus step is the minimum. But quality 2. Should we actually do this divided by 2, or would it be step on both sides? I think you'd divide by 2, right? Yes. Step divided by 2. And then we need x equals 1. That gives us 3.5. That gives us the range of 2.5 to 3.5. Not a big range. I actually want that to be much bigger. Basically what I'm doing is I'm converting, we have a number from 0 to 1 when you do math.random, and I'm converting that into a function that will favor the beginning numbers, if that makes sense. So something like this is a lot different than this graph, for example. This is a normal math.random, but if we plug math.random into this, it's a lot harder to get certain values. That's kind of the whole premise here. I think we need to multiply x by step. I think that's what we're missing. Okay, let me change this so that the graph makes a little bit more sense. 0 to 1. So in this example, if we were Arrow builder. In this example, if we were to roll, our quality is 1, our step is 5. Okay, I think this makes sense to me. So essentially what I'm doing right now, I know I already said this, but I'm changing math.random. So instead of it being uniform everywhere, it's gonna look more like this, where it's much higher odds to get lower numbers, if that makes sense. Because instead of 0.68 being 5.8, it's much less. How do you deal with horsecat crashing? I've never had that issue. I don't know. I also want to add a floor here. There we go. Black though. Okay, I think this looks a bit better. And then depending on your luck, so maybe we should make another variable here. L for luck. And this will be 1, 2, I don't even know. 3. Just go up 0.1 each time. So given your luck, how should this impact your stat rolls? So, I mean, what we could do, since this is such a small sample, well, like I was just gonna say, if you have 2 luck, we do it twice, basically. Or if we have 1.3 luck, we would 30% of the time do another roll. Like, that's one way of handling luck. I actually don't mind that here. And then we choose the best out of those. I think let's stick with this. The other alternative would be do something like this. I don't want that to be black. It's too blue. We would have to do like 3 minus luck minus 1. And as this goes up, you can see essentially if your luck is higher, you have better odds. That makes sense. And this would work too. So there's two ways to go about it. Either we do it this way where we plug luck directly into the equation, which is what you see here. And then we take the math.random result, plug that into this function, and then you have your actual result. Or what we do is if we have 2 luck, that would mean we do this function twice and choose the best result of those 2 rolls. There's an issue with this approach, the functional approach. The issue is that it is bound to a max of 3 luck in this scenario. There is potentially something we could do about that though. Instead of subtracting, could we divide by? We just divide by luck? What does that look like? So could we just do... That gives us the same or very similar results, actually. Oh, that actually makes luck even better. There's so many weird things you can do. Let's see what's gonna happen when I put our luck at greater than 3. Like, let's just say 6, for example. what happens with the blue line is it gets absurd. And we end up always getting the best, where that doesn't ever happen with the purple line. But I don't like how much the purple line moves each step. So maybe we take our luck times, and then we dampen it somehow. I actually do like the approach for the purple line. Yeah, Fiverr, essentially. So this is like, imagine I do a math.random roll from 1 to 0, which is what math.random does. It picks a random number from 1 to 0, right? I then take that random roll, which let's just say I rolled a 0.772. I then would plug that into my function. And I'm determining what the function is right now. But let's just say 0.772 I said. So given I rolled a 0.772, I would get a stat boost of 4.8%. Given my quality is 1, my luck is 1. If I had higher luck, then I rolled a 0.772, I would have a 5.48. What's quality here? So drivers, similarly to the parts, have like a star level to them. So like, basically, 1 star is 1 quality, 2... It goes up similarly. And then you can combine them to upgrade the quality as well. So you can, like, duplicates aren't useless, if that makes sense. So the whole thought process here is to create a function that will do all of this for me. And I think we're close. I think we just need to divide luck by 2. Or, you know what? Maybe it's 1 plus luck, and then bear with me. We need to do luck minus 1. And from there, we multiply that by 2, or we divide it by 2. There we go. Much, much, much better. I have to do the 1 plus, and then subtract 1 from luck, because we want the value of luck greater than 1. So like 1.5 would be 0.5. But then we can't divide by 0 if our luck is 1. So we need to subtract 1, add 1. But we only are multiplying or dividing the part greater than 1. Okay, I like this. I like this. So basically what we just did is, given some input of the quality of the driver, the amount of luck that someone has, and then a random roll. Let's say the random roll is literally math.random. If I go into Studio and I say print math.random, okay, we get a random number of 0 through 1, okay? We then take that number as the input to this function. So let's say I rolled a 0.5 exactly. So 0.5 exactly, we then plug that number into the function. So into our function, our then stat boost would be 3%, 3.12%, given all these factors. With a quality of 1, yada, yada, yada. Oh, I started 2.5. Or I maybe misspoke. I said if I meant if we rolled a 0.5 exactly. If we rolled a 0.5. If we rolled, like, literally, let's just do it. I'm going to say print math.random and see what we rolled. Okay, we got insanely lucky and rolled a 0.944. Okay? So 0.944, I'm just going to do 0.9, would be 0.94. We would have a stat boost of 6.65%. Okay? If we had more luck, let's let's just say we have 2.4 luck. I don't know. That is now a 7% boost. We already got insanely lucky with that roll, so let's try it again. 0.69, nice, very nice. Okay, so with a roll of 0.69, I can actually just do this. X equals 0.69. With a roll of 0.69, we have a stat boost of 4%. If we happen to have 2.3 luck, that same roll would have yielded us a 5%. Just with how the math works out. And that's from this function here. And then let's say our quality is better. Let's say our quality was, we had 3 stars. This function will already take care of that, and it will roll basically in here. Maybe we want to play with the range just a little bit. We can say our step is greater. Quality of 2 can be 12.5 max. Quality of 3 is 12.5 min. Okay. So I think we need to expand this out just a bit. I think the minimum, let's say because we're only going up 2.5 on each side, when I think in reality I want to go up quite a bit more than that. Which I guess makes sense because it's half. I make steps. That's 3 on each side. Which would then, let's bring our quality down to 1, 3, 9. And we can play with how aggressive you need. For example, I could do something like that to make it even more aggressive. Do you know when and where to use powers like that? Just lots of math in my life. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this for now, and then play with it a bit. Thing is, I liked the step at 5. But I didn't think that I actually think this should be divided by 4. Oh. Base. Oh. Because we're doing times to there. So what if we didn't do that? And that ruins everything. Okay, cool. Okay, this caps out at 5. Okay, that's what I wanted. Now it's 2.5 min. Now it's 5 min. Now it's 7 min. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. Then we need to increase step a bit. I think 6. Cap at 6. 9. 12. Going up 3 each time, right? Yeah. Okay. That's not bad, actually. Okay, let's do that. So we're gonna do this formula inside of Roblox. So our base. Our step is 6. You have our Q is okay. Step. So base is step times quality divided by 2. We have our luck. And then our function is make a roll first. Base minus two plus step times roll to power of 3 divided by 1 plus luck for 0 minus 1 divided by 2. Minus 1 part. This to be divided by 2. Okay. I feel like I have an extra set of parentheses somewhere. This. Good. Using stuff. Okay, whatever. That should work. Place that with that. Okay. So this right here is exactly what I was just doing in Desmos. Same exact concept. It's this. And depending on luck, we can change yada yada yada. You get the idea. I think there is a slight issue. If Q is 1, luck is 1, we're able to get 0. So I could just add 1 or add 3. Just at the end. That. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure there's some redundancy in here. Aren't we literally just... Get rid of that line. Yeah. Okay, there we go. We just get rid of that line. We get rid of this. Get rid of both of them. Simplify. How do you balance a tycoon? That's just gotta be all feel, I feel like. Just play through it. Bruh. Okay. Yeah, balancing can be annoying. My least favorite thing is balancing Tower Defense RNG. Actually, no. My least favorite thing is balancing Defender's Depot. But Tower Defense games in general, so annoying. Making the waves of enemies and stuff like that just takes so much time. I feel like that's very typical, Road Builder. Very typical. Gonna be that. Okay. And then if 3, then we do the part roll. Yeah, it was B. Or not an extension, no. in my loot service utils, when I roll, can I just reuse roll sequence build? Okay. Roll part bonus. Oh, so it is a bit different actually. Okay. Okay, for now, I'm actually just gonna comment this out. And we'll come back. Okay, so now we should be able to summon driver. Let me make this free. That I can just like check to make sure it actually works. I mean, it affects your sanity. But as for like performance and everything, no, I guess not. Okay, and then when we click summon, main content, do this, loot service client, summon /1. Okay. What do you think of the new Roblox UI? I mean, whatever. I'll get used to it. Okay, so summon, it's in the shop right now, but it won't actually be there. When I click summon 1, we should hopefully get something printed, and we do. See what we got. We got an uncommon. We got Builderman. And we got a 5% damage boost. Okay. Cool. Driver ID is for some reason a table. Oh. Okay, and we rolled a noob, and we got different stuff too. Oh, we got Carlos. We got an epic. Quality 4, wow. I don't know if we're just getting lucky, but I feel like we're getting Builderman a lot. What are these characters for? So each character has an ability tied to it. So right now there's only one ability in the entire game, and it's heal, which is super boring, but it functionally works. It's the noob's ability. When I go into battle and I take damage, I have a one-time use ability that will heal me, and I get to choose when I want to use it. I want to use it now. You can see it healed me a little bit, but the later abilities and the abilities for like the cooler people will be a lot more interesting than heal. But heal is like the easiest one to do, so that's why I did it. And you'll see heal. And I think I'm gonna have like your builder pop out when the animation happens, so it's like them doing it, kinda. You're not your builder, your driver. It's intentionally a bad bot. But they'll be a lot more interesting than that. Way more interesting. I think I did name squared, yeah. Okay, so now I think we get to do the fun part, which is making the VFX and the like animation and everything. Yeah, I probably should. Fix. Yeah, Ko, that's a good question. So, essentially, the client just sends their input. Since it's still just one input, it's still very simple. You send your one input, and based off that, you just still solve the function. Yes, you basically the replays track when each thing is used. But it definitely does add a bit of complexity to the whole like deterministic replayability, yada yada yada, because you know it's adding a whole nother layer to it of non-deterministic inputs, but just essentially making sure that they're done at the same time on client and server is what's important. Yeah, it'll look a lot better than that. This is just a placeholder. If you battle offline, will their ability go off? Yes. That's a great question. What I'm gonna do is, I've been thinking about this. Right here, and instead of selecting slots, because this actually doesn't even work, by the way, it'll just be like a timeline where you select when you want the ability to go off, like at what time. So basically, like think of it like in a video slider, you're able to like just select a point in time. Maybe similar to that. That's when your ability would go off for your offline defenses. complex. It's not that bad. Okay. Go off when the game thinks it should. I mean, you can also just have like a default 5 seconds in, it uses your ability if you by default, but you can change it there. I think it'd be hard to determine on the game side when is the best use of your ability. Especially with how different each ability is or will be. Okay. Summon. Yeah, I think this will be good. I also think this will be a major monetization driver in the game. Okay, so we are gonna have to do something similar. This here, camera frame is what I called it. I'm gonna make a component here. Camera frame. And let me just paste this here. Okay. Is the root correct? Okay. So right now we're making the basically the what are they called? The fake frames where it puts a model in front of your camera and it follows your camera, so it looks like it's a viewport, but it's actually not. We'll just define camera. Camera UI. Your element. Oh, right, we parent it to the camera. I forgot about that. Okay. Do React Roblox, fine. Buttons do not need, but we can say children, and then just put children here. Like that. Okay. Don't need the button. Get rid of this. Do we pass in a model here? Yes. Why happened to there? Where's this actually used? Bot button. No, not that I'm aware of. Okay, so we do need to kind of figure this out. It's pretty. There's a lot that goes into it, Pavan. A lot that goes into it. So how does it interact with size, scalar? How did I determine like all of this? Right, okay, I did something weird. Pick a model. Crop. Okay. It depends on the quest, like, systems and kind of the back-end data structure for the most part. Like, if you can easily listen to, like, things such as when you've entered a new area, or keep track of specific things, like you started at this coins for the day and you earned 100,000 more. If you can easily subscribe to those things without having to go in and be like, within your change currency function, be like, check to see if it satisfies the requirements of the quests. I think quests can get pretty messy some of the times just because of it can be nested inside of every little service, when that kind of sucks. You don't really want that. You want it to be disconnected from everything, which I think is where the difficulty comes in. Okay. Camera frame. How do I want this to be set up? I want to pass in some model, essentially. What is offs? Offs. I really don't think we need any of this. Button size, title. The model is what I'm a bit confused about. Scale, I don't even know what that is. That selected index, don't need any of that. Offset spring, like what is this? I'm beginning to think this is like, would be better to do not with React. Maybe. Activation is, no, I just mean like, it's literally using like parts and models and all that. Okay, I'm gonna make a new close out of all of these. I don't care about them. I'm gonna do it in here, get rid of it. I mean, I actually did this for the crate openings, same thing. I didn't use React for it. I think that's actually the best way to do it. Summon sequence. And then we just return a function, basically. It can have some props. I don't know what they are yet. And then from this, we return a table with some options in it. Like local connect. Props would be type, summon sequence props. And we need drivers. Driver data table. Driver data. There you go. Gambling we trust, yes. Okay. So you pass in a driver data table. What else do we actually pass into here? I think I don't need to actually send like a whole prop, so I could just do this. And then So the sequence is you have some model that your new model, GTA 5 gonna be, GTA 6 gonna be out. We'll see. I think we're close. Stop adding new stuff. I don't even think I'm adding new stuff. This is stuff that I've always planned to add pre-release. Structural dust. I love that. Okay, so we create a function that grabs a root dot currency is 1. I did get a haircut. Thanks. So to play the sequence, okay, you know what? I'm going to watch the video of how they did it in here because I think it's best to learn. Some VFX effect. So there's an starting VFX, and then there is the actual sitting here. Okay. I know, tremendous. And why don't I just take this one step further and make it a literal, like, object oriented? Yes, name squared. That's the idea. Dude, why don't I'm gonna take it one step further and just do this completely object oriented. Summon sequence. VS Code video, yeah. That video did pretty well. Driver data. Hell yeah, 10. That's great, dude. Yeah, I think big disconnect between intermediate and more, let's say, industry standard outside of Roblox practices. So it's kind of my goal with my tutorial videos. How did you come up with the name Leave? It was written on my birth certificate, and it just kind of stuck. Do that. High level. Yes, coding a game. Weird, but I think it's right. I don't know. We usually have no viewers on Twitch. When's it coming out? Probably I would say about 3 weeks. No set date, but in that range, I think. What's it gonna be called? Crash Bots, I think. Yeah, I hope so too, Gavindy. Better beat Stealer Brain Rot. I doubt that'll happen. I'm almost certain that won't happen, actually. I think the game will do well, but it doesn't have the as broad of as an appeal as something like Stealer Brain Rot does. But I do think it'll do well. Yeah, 10. Releasing your first proper game soon. Remind me a good amount of Robux that should be spent on ads per day. Thanks, Scorpion. I mean, to be completely honest, Renus, I haven't ran ads in like 10 months. Last time I ran ads, but when I did it, I was just doing like 30 to 50 ad credits a day. And then it took about a week, maybe a week and a half to start getting home recs. But I do think it's changed a little bit since, but ELO math. Yeah, it should be awesome, 10. Very excited. Nothing really like it on Roblox. Why I felt the need to make it. Awesome, Scorpion. We get the camera, and then we listen to self dot camcon will be that. Yeah, I do Roblox full time. I think this is correct. Yeah. Yeah, it is partially done. So I'll actually just play. It's on the shop right now, but made this UI. Ignore this, by the way, but UI works, whatever, and I have the back end working, so when you click summon, it'll choose a random. So I rolled noob with quality 1 with stats, a 3% damage boost. I click summon again. I got builder man that time, quality 1, noob. Like the back end works and some of the front end, like menu is working, but yeah, I know, tremendous. They're pretty funny. Yeah, I think this will be one of the main monetization levers in the game. Each character or each driver has their own ability. Like I mentioned this a bit earlier, but those that weren't here, basically right now I have the noob's ability. I know this doesn't look good, it's in progress, which heals your bot. If I click heal, you can see it there. But every single driver will have unique abilities, and some of them will be pretty cool. Some will be pretty insane, actually. But this one's pretty basic, just a simple heal. Yeah, so that's what we got so far, and now we're working on the actual like summon animation, VFX kind of deal. Nice, Menace. I do need to see where I did. Let's spring binding. Yeah, 1 sec, awesome. Model. Yeah, there will be daily login stuff. Actually, wait. I don't know, dude. We'll figure it out. Say self.model pivot to cool. Yeah, the Copilot autocomplete's pretty cool. Yeah, this is a completely solo project. Use charm atoms to display cache from data. So typically your cache would be stored within your data module. Like if you're using my data service, it's extremely easy. You wouldn't even need charm to do it. You would just say data service. I don't know why it's being so slow. Get change signal currency. Connect, and you would just say whatever. Like this would be all you would need for if you're using my data service, but if you're not using that, for charm specifically, I just go to like some random. I did make that video, yes, just. I would do something like this. Oh, I need to make it Lua. And then you do charm. And click this. I think that's right. And then whenever you want to change your currency, you would just currency, and then whatever you want to change it to. So like, this would be me changing it to 100. If I want to add 100, it would be this. Rev, and then rev plus 100. Like that would be how you would add 100. This would be right here would be where you would actually do the logic to like on the image. So you do like GUI.text label .text would be something like this. You don't need the toString. Like that's how I would do charm, but with my data service, like I was saying, extremely easy. You don't need charm for this. It would just be data service.client, and you could literally just do data service, get change signal, currency, and then you could just put this line here. And that would be all it would take. And then whenever the server updates your currency, it would yeah, you can do data service set on the client. This is just client-sided setting. It wouldn't actually set the real data. So it wouldn't set the real data. It would set your local copy of the data, which is very useful for certain things actually, like specific settings, or essentially like when you go and sell something that you know you can sell, you can just immediately add the currency, so there's the instant feedback on the client, and then later add it, and then actually add it on the server when it's verified that you did sell it. But you can get the instant feedback, so setting on the client is useful. But yeah, I don't know if that answers. I forgot even who asked that, but okay. So we have this start here, finish. We would just say, actually, don't need that yet. No, I make my game icons, but I did, okay, I guess it depends which ones. I have paid for many icons, but a lot of mine, don't. A lot of mine that I currently use, I actually made. Using Vide, make your UI, so how do I reference it? From Proflow Star. Yeah, so I mean that's literally why I made my data service. It uses Profile Store, by the way. Not exactly a CIOS, no. I mean, this is my full-time job, so. Nice shooting. And this, can you get on times data and see how much Ricky gets with his 2.3 million? Maybe. Probably not, but sorry. It does have docs, yeah. It's on my GitHub. If I go to my data service here, click the link. There's the whole API section, which tells you like certain things, whatever. There aren't a ton of examples, but each thing has an example of how to like use it. But it is missing some basic, like I wanted to add some example things here. But the GitHub link is in the description for my GitHub. Yeah, supports arrays and all that too, because I know that can be annoying. Yeah, being able to subscribe to certain values by just getting their change signal, I think is a godsend. Been like, what, 4 or 5 months? Kind of a long time for a Roblox game, but yeah, so what do we want to do for the summit? Like, what should it look like? Do we just do something similar to what they do? Is that so bad? I mean, we could start with something similar. Just like get a basic VFX look going. Where it's just like, I mean, they literally just have it. Like, this is actually so easy to make. This is a couple particle emitters, okay? And then they lower the FOV. And then snap the FOV back. And then delete. And then this is the actual, like, what's it called? That would be this next function here. Oh. I don't know, Jaden. Okay, let's open up my VFX place. Experiences, group experiences, Stout Studio, Red Defense RNG, VFX. Okay, let's just choose, like, this doesn't matter right now. I just need it for, like, the placeholder, basically. So, like, I don't know. I'm just gonna grab one of these. Call it good. No, I did not make all of these. These, I literally found all of these on in the toolbox. This one could maybe look cool. Yeah. No, there's tons of kits out there. I think we should try and use this one though. Cool. If I just have a part, I don't know where anything is anymore. Model, part. Okay, and then just imagine this in your face. Okay. I think we gotta up the Z index though. Whatever they call it. They don't call it Z index, they call it something else. The offset. There we go. So imagine this in your face as you walk around, yada yada. Oh my god, what is it gonna be? Okay, and we'll add more than just this, by the way. This is just for initial. Okay, let's throw this into, I'm gonna do replicate storage assets, VFX. This will be called, what should we call this? Maybe I'll make a folder for summon. And then I'll name it start. And then plugins, start Lua LSP. That will work. It worked. I thought. And then we'll say loan that folder into the model. I guess we almost want to just make that a model then instead of a folder. The VFX pack call it. Just literally look up VFX pack in the toolbox and you'll find it. And then make it so that this is not going initially. Dude, how did it get that? That's crazy. Okay. Clap. Okay, so we clone the VFX and we add it to model at the parent, and then we say and then we say self dot, or we say VFX dot twirl. How would I set a text label's text to a value that changes? I use states or something. You're talking about with React, Jaden? I did update it, Awesome. Yeah, I updated it like a month ago to use Profile Store. And we should use the emit functions instead of just relying on enabled, because lower devices, if you just use enabled, actually throttle the amount that it emits. So I think we should manually emit. We need to add the input connection for when a player clicks. Don't need to say nil. Disconnect. And then we need to say if the local valid inputs so does this just return a number though? Like if I just print this, wouldn't it just be like 1? Guess not. Okay. Antoine. I could have sworn. I mean, isn't that the whole point of enum? That they're. If you do dot value, interesting. Okay. Well, I don't want it to be a value, so it's a good thing. Interesting. Okay. Does that mean that the enums are actually just tables in disguise? Yeah, because that returns 7. Okay. Interesting. They are. That's kind of cool, actually. Never knew that. Okay, do we actually need step? I don't think we do. I think we just say this. Yeah, it's gonna look a little goofy, but hey, cool, Brian. Well, maybe then we do want steps. But like, and I could literally just based off of index. I know this looks really goofy because I could just enable it, but it's for a good reason. I do think we need to initially populate it though. Like something like this. Yeah. And then when you click, it'll automatically go next, and then it will stop these. If you go next, and if step equals 1, okay, and then if not driver, we finish, and inside the finish we do self.step equals 3. That makes sense. And inside of finish, if step is 1, step equals 2, and we need to say, really make enums for this, but whatever. We need to then get rid of twirl. If twirl, then twirl destroy. Or I guess actually start VFX. What did I call this? Just called it start. Okay. Okay. That looks good to me. So what's happening here is we are, once the start is ran, we don't even need to do hash start because we can, okay, it's fine. Set the step to 1. We lock the model to the camera essentially. We check for inputs, so it will then find twirl, the VFX, and emit every 0.1. We are manually doing this so that it still looks good under crappy phones. This is a client script. And yeah, manually doing it under so that it still works with crappy phones. Parent it to the model, pivot it to correct position, yada yada yada. When we click next, we see what the next driver is. Index +1. We get the actual index. That's the table of drivers. If there are no more drivers, then we'd go to step 3, which step 3 would be to finish. And what actually happens in theirs when you finish? Does it instantly destroy everything? No. Okay. So it does the fade out. So once we do a fade out, basically, once the fade out's completed, then we would then destroy. So let me create a local steps. Finishing. Initial. Wait, why are these all caps? I don't like running, but and then we can just use step is steps.initial, steps.started. If step is steps.started, then we set steps to steps.running. Then we should also see if self.steps does not equal steps.running, then we die. I don't think we need to return anything from this either. H. Yeah. I mean, that's actually pretty normal, tremendous, for tutorials. I don't think that's actually a bad thing. Mine can do the same. Because, like, everything is client-sided in the tutorial. So, like, it's genuinely fine. If they want to hack the tutorial, go, like, let them. It doesn't matter. Tutorials are so annoying to make, but they're so critical. Okay. Do we have our summon sequence class? So we can actually move this to classes. Like that. Let me just... And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a signal here that will track the index. So that, because we need to connect this to React somehow, because we're going to be showing some UI elements. Yeah, okay. So much wider? Really? Why? I feel like I could even do less. I didn't even know I could change that, to be completely honest. Oh. And then I'll just say summon sequence start. Okay. Now, theoretically, we could get a little VFX in our face when we say summon. Nothing happened. What? What? Why did that not work? Okay, so it doesn't work. I don't know why. It's not that bad. I don't think it's that bad, the new studio. It's so big. Dude, you can make it smaller. Like, I made mine smaller. Right click, compact toolbar. When you compact it, it's not as bad. Because I agree, it was way too big. Oh, you know what's probably happening? It's probably going behind me. Never mind. Am I not parenting the model? There, that would do it. Okay. I think it's just behind me then. And do like this. Hope that works. What? I saw it for a split second. Oh, is it not anchored? Oh, root isn't anchored. Okay, that looks correct. Not seeing. Why does this not? What? I have a whole video on it, Abdul. Am I too close? Is that what's happening? I think I'm too close. Like it's too close to my screen, I think. Oh, I accidentally clicked. Okay, there we go. So it would do this. and then FOV would go in, and then it would pop once you click. Well, I guess this actually has a time on it. How do you even do that? This is what I've been doing. Yeah, so I want the FOV to go in. This you could click through, but otherwise I want there to be a timer. So I could make a new thread and just say, well, not even a thread actually. You zoom in all the way, it'll get a little goofy, but make it a viewport frame? No. That would not be good, because it would look horrible. Essentially EHUB, yeah. With Chris. Okay. Then we want the FOV to increase, so let me think for a second. Do I want to do this on a frame step, or do I want to... Because I could hook this up to heartbeat and have, let's just say, like, they happen at different times in the cycle, the clock cycle. Not clock cycle. They happen at different points in the cycle. Render sept happens after the render stepped. Heartbeat happens after. I forget the exact terminology, but it's like heartbeat's like the last thing. Sometimes you want things to happen like before the camera's rendered or after the camera's rendered or yada yada yada. Hello. So let's say we zoom in for like what, 2 seconds? No, module loaders are trash. Don't use them. wrong with module loaders. You lose all IntelliSense. You don't control the order things are loaded in or required, if that matters. But mainly you just lose all IntelliSense. Maybe I just do a spring for this. I think I just do a spring. This kind of sucks. I'm gonna do a spring. Yeah, dude, Ripple's awesome. I don't know if this is correct. I feel like this is not. I need to look up some old code. I feel like that is incorrect, but I don't know why. Bot builder parts. I know I use Ripple. That scale. Patch bin. Ripple. Create motion. Oh, okay, so I was doing it wrong. Thing, okay. I feel like that's interesting. Whatever, that's so bizarre, but fine. The FOV motion. And we don't have any options, right? Oh wait. This will be whatever our current FOV is. Right? And then we have our goal. Okay. The current FOV is 70. And then we do, oh, let me think. I need to self.fov motion spring to 50. And then we have damping equals not a lot of damping on this. It'll be fairly stiff. Frequency is zoom time. And then do I need to actually say start? So bizarre. Okay. Or actually, I kept start true. Okay, so I don't need start. And then let me make sure I'm doing this correct. I think I am. Yep. Okay. So then what I do is self.fov motion on step. Okay. That will cause it to spring inwards, and then here damping 7, frequency. This would be very quick spring. Very quick. Will be 65. Actually, maybe just 70. And then we do this 45. Yeah. Back to 70. Default FOV. And then each time this is clicked, I want it, so it springs back. I want it to do this. Else I want it to nudge it in the right direction, which self.fov motion impulse. Maybe something like that? I don't know. Well, let's just see what happens, because I don't really know. Oh, this was going on forever. That's right. Okay. So then I need to add a task dot delay zoom time, and I'll just do auto next thread. So create a new thread, and then if self.auto next thread, you have to cancel it. That same thing in there. Okay. Yes, very powerful. Okay. Summon one. Cannot cancel thread. Oh, because you're inside of the thread. Right. A little hacky, but that should work. You can't cancel the same thread within itself. Oh, I'm hoping this. Cancel thread. Why not? Oh. My bad. No, we were fine. We need to do this. Self.autoThread. Because it already completed, but I never set it to nil here. Okay. Okay. I mean, I think it's working. Oops. I don't know why sometimes I get to click a bajillion times, though. Oh. Oh. We need to disconnect the input con. Oh, that's not even true, though. We need to disconnect the... Oh. We should do if step is running. I know that looks a little gross, but whatever. We actually do want to keep the input on because this is self.auto finish thread. Okay. And then so if the step is already finished, then okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I've been full-time Roblox Dev for 4.5, 5 years now, but I've been on the platform forever and coding forever too. Okay. it's a bit much. Maybe we have the impulse. Yeah, those two seem pretty similar. I think maybe like that, and then it'll be perfect. Okay. We zoom in, we do the thing. When a new driver, the echo. When we get a new driver, we need to then do like the driver sequence. So what did you miss? We've been working on the summoning sequence. Now this works. And then when you click, it changes your FOV a little bit. Mainly this. And then it'll actually show the person after that. But that's pretty much it so far. See the vision? Okay, good. Okay, so we need to hide the UI, which is really simple. Let me do service, UI, here's flute, or actually summon, date, summons, place. Local drone driver. Add driver data. Okay. So create a summon slice. Let me just do local summoning. True or false. And then in our summoning sequence, we will do summon slice. Set summoning true. And set summoning false. And then show driver will also be set show driver. And then we can batch these. That. It's a slice. Slice is just a slice of your game's logic. So this is your logic within, all contained within one easy to use spot. I made a whole video on it, only roads. My most recent tutorial video. Move away from new projects. Nice. One of the talks I went to at RDC had I forget his name, but he was involved in SpongeBob Tour Defense. I remember you've been in here before, right? Only Roads. I remember talking about SpongeBob Tower Defense to someone in stream a while ago. It's probably you. Okay, nice. Yeah, he was talking about the it was the monetization talk that I went to, and I saw that he was there. That was cool. What props to use? Oh damn, that sucks. Only roads. For auto skilled frame, it is literally the size. You really just need size, and then there's an optionally min size as well. Like it really is size. Oh, make sure it's in offset though. That's kind of the whole point, is that it's in offset. If it's in scale, that doesn't make sense. That could be why it's not working. Ah, fair. Okay. So now that should all be working. So when I do the summon, whatever, yay, oh my god, it would be showing something right now, and then when I click, I guess we have an extra click in there. I know, Mad. We only have one driver in this summon. We do have an extra bounce. Oh, because we need to do this. Yeah, I have two monitors. We need to do this in the show driver section. But we also need to like keep track of if it's coming from the first one. Is from started. Let's do, and then actually we're just gonna do it in here. This code, I find VFX code to get messy really fast. Because you're kind of just like plugging in like hard values everywhere. But that's kind of like VFX in general. So as long as it's contained into one special VFX related script, I think it's fine. So don't judge me for some of this messy stuff. It's VFX at the end of the day. Okay, nice. I got rid of the second bounce. I know it's maybe a little hard to follow what's going on here, but that's what I wanted. Yeah, exactly. Scared every time you have to fix something in VFX script. Hilarious. Okay. Yeah, this is another thing that I actually really need to fix. There's just like a certain couple states that I need to add to like HUD. I know this is like a bad way of doing it, but okay. So right now it would show the current person that you just rolled, and when I click, it would come back. There was a bit of a delay there when I clicked. Oh, I guess because, okay. It's because it would fade out, is what that final like delay is. Which is fine actually. If you instantly clicked after the fade out, it would skip that. That's fine. Yeah, okay. And you can click to skip this, instantly see, then like click, it would do the fade out, and then it would show. But if you double click here, it would instantly show. Okay, beautiful. I know this probably doesn't make any sense because it's literally a blank screen, but it did what I wanted it to. Yeah, I noticed that, Ko. You can hover over. That's another thing. It wouldn't actually open up your profile, but it shouldn't show that. I noticed that too. Oh. Well, okay. Technically, I actually just clicked through the animation, but because when you click, it skips the next thing. Yeah, probably shouldn't do that. It's whatever though. Okay. So now we need to have the, yeah, I don't think it's a problem either. We need to have the actual driver pop out. So we need to get their model. Which I am doing somewhere. Is it Jandel that actually invested in it? It was Preston. Oh, he did end up buying it? Oh, interesting. I mean, a lot of the time, those games have multiple investors. What am I doing? Summon or loot service. Not loot service client. Summon components. Summon menu viewport. How am I actually getting the drivers here? The models. I should just make a function for this, probably on like loot service or something, but it's fine. I hope so, Ko. I think that as an average, I would be ecstatic. I'd be very, very happy with that. Okay, so we get their model. We need to get their animation too. I think I definitely understand that, Ko. I definitely see that take. 'Cause it's not going to be like a widespread game like Roa Garden where everyone is interested in it. I think there's a niche. What do you do outside of game dev for this game? Outside of this game, what do I do for this game? Wait, what do you mean? I don't think I understand that. No, cool. I understand that. Hello, Trojans. Good. How to make good monetization. A lot goes into it, to be completely honest. I think you can do the bare minimum and get away with it, but I've done like a lot of research, and I spent so much time on monetization in the past, and it really pays off. Love it. Yada. Then we need to have a position. The driver, does it come down or does it pop in? What do they do? It pops in. Wait. Pops in, fades down. Then we have to do the scale property. So we would have to do something like local car scale. Frequency like that. Damping, pretty bouncy. And then we'll say char scale on step. Okay, and then we'll also have to do model scale to 0. Okay. I just kind of want to see what happens here. So it should pop in, and then we really need to have like previous driver. How should we trigger it to fade out? Have it listen to the index? I think we have it listened to the index. On index change. Yeah. So we do on index changed. Then we would have some kind of another spring probably, where we impulse it up. So do local pause motion. And this is 60 frames, yeah. So this would be offset. And then I do pause motion spring to closer to the camera and down. Okay. You're moving towards the camera and down. So like, I don't know, -5. And this will be pretty rigid. And it'll happen in half a second. So when the index changes, we will spring motion starting at 0. It will come towards the camera, down. But we want it to also go up and then do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say pause motion impulse. I want it to go up. I don't know how much. So something like that. And then I'll do pause motion on step. Beautiful. And then we need to have an index change signal. So I'll say index changed. Thanks, Ollie. How's progress looking? It's looking good, looking good. We're getting close. What do I call this? Local. Actually, this. What? Exchange months. Okay. The odds of this working are very slim, but oh, okay. You have to do like what? Why was that so weird? Oh, it's not anchored. It's not anchored. It's not anchored. Hey, yo. What's up? Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the raid, derp. What's up, everyone? Hate raid. How's everyone doing? What was Derp up to? Making a brain rot game? He went to college in 2002. That's cap. Okay. Here's what we're working on right now. Here's what we're working on. We're working on a gacha system where you summon these people, these drivers. So you click summon, a little animation happens, and beautiful. Beautiful. It's beautiful. What was that? It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. It needs to be anchored though. How do I make it? Dude, humanoids are so bad. How do I? Oh, I thought I turned off Can Collide. That's my bad, actually. I thought it was like a humanoid issue. Dude, like, why? Dude, it's humanoids. Humanoids are so annoying. I think I'm gonna have to make, like, dude, they just don't respect it. They will automatically turn it off. I think I need to make a different collision group. Do it every frame. I think the easiest way is to make it in its own collision group. Because humanoids will just destroy your life. No. Collision groups will work. Why are you even using you have to use humanoids because they're the characters. Like they have shirts and pants and the skin colors or whatever, and hats and all the BS that goes with that. Humanoids are the. Whoa! I escaped. But this is cool. New game idea. enemies hacking. Okay. Yeah, humanoids are so annoying. We just need to set the whatever it's called. We have to make a new collision group and set it to not be able to interact with the default collision group. So do that. What's it called? Physics service, register collision group, summon, let's say summoning, physics service, collision group set collidable, summoning default false. When did that get added? When did what get added? This? It's been here forever. You had a stand? What do you mean a stand? Uh-oh. Actually, this doesn't yield, right? Anyone know? It shouldn't yield. Doesn't yield. Oh. Okay, that's fine then. Then we will say part dot collision group is that, and then there's a chance this still won't work, unfortunately. Use Ripple for UIs, yeah. Yeah, there's a world where this still won't work. Okay. I guess. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'll do it in service server, I guess. In the initialize here, probably the best way to do it. I don't want to do it in Roblox Studio. No. Because then when you make new places, it's like absurdly annoying. Because the collision groups don't follow. And then if you onboard devs and they have their own dev place, then suddenly nothing works because you don't have collision groups. Okay. Yeah, I know it didn't look amazing, but just it's facing the wrong direction, and the little thing didn't work. But we solved our issue of the terrible collision. Yeah, yeah, definitely step in the right direction. That is not a viewport. No. Intentionally not a viewport. Thanks, Lydius. Appreciate it. It's insane. Oh, I guess we need to maybe do this first. I also want to add a highlight. Life would be easier with a viewport, but then it would look horrible. It would look so bad. What? Line thickness? Since when? What? That's not even a thing. Line thickness is not a thing. Hello? We just figure out. It doesn't work in here. Look at this. Is this like a new feature that's coming soon? Because aren't UI strokes getting that feature? VS Code's lying to you. UI strokes. Oh yeah. Oh, they're getting scale is what I meant. They're getting scale. And then they're also getting some new cool stuff too. What am I looking for? I think it'll actually be wiped by people. Oh, depth mode. And then we wanted this to be closer. I think like this. Yeah, let's see. Drop, summon. Okay. Our impulse is way too high. Getting close though. Okay, and that's going the wrong direction too. Close. It needs to come closer to the screen. Getting close, getting close. That was pretty good. Why would this hurt memory? If anything, viewport frames hurt memory a lot more. Yeah, because viewport frames, you're literally rendering an entire new world space. Like, it has to do literally everything again inside of a separate thing, where this is still using the same old world space that you are normally using. I do think it should be a bit bigger, but any potentials for clipping? Dev? Like hacky ways to do it. I don't know. It's make sure they're not zoomed in. That's the easiest way. Like a partial fix. You could still clip like around walls and stuff like that. Probably Co. A lot of games do this. I wanted it. I want model scale to be higher. Or we could just be closer. For that. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I think maybe there's this. I don't know if I like it coming towards the camera as much. Like, if I do that. Sorry, I don't accept friends. Or eat.
Carlos. Know what I'm even trying to do. I think it looks good. Leave it like that. Okay, wait. Disappearing too quick. But that was me like clicking, if that's what you meant. Yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Let me try doing yeah, Ripple is open source. Great. I love Ripple. It's the Spring library that I'm using. I use it on my UI as well. Okay, I wrote a React hook for it. But then even like in this what I'm doing right now, this is all just using models, and I'm using Ripple to do all the animations for me. Okay. Now it should do 10. Did not do 10. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Why? No, I didn't click on 10, but that 10 button doesn't work, so I just set it to 10. Why is it only sending me 1? Bruh. Oh. Didn't set count to 10. React for what in Roblox? All the UI. Pretty cool. Maybe like wait just a second in between? Or not a second, but like wait just like a tiny bit in between each one, but I don't know, I kinda like it. This too. Something about it's kinda satisfying, I don't know why. You see more Carlos? Carlos is an epic, he's hard to get.
Dang, I got pretty lucky when I got a Carlos earlier. Hey, there he is. Okay. The tag Carlos? That might be too long. I think tag's gonna be 5 letters. Yeah, Joy, there will be pity or whatever. Yes, these are the actual models. You can see when I scroll into my character that it interacts the world around it. Bye, Carlos. Hope to see you again. Hey, 360. Okay. So I think everything is done on the summon sequence side. And then the rest would just be UI based. Oh, actually, we need the VFX behind the units too. Forgot about that. No poses? I don't think so. TBH. I mean, like, I could do the animations. Wait, didn't I actually load that? Hold on. I thought I actually already did all the work to do that, so maybe... Oh. It's because of this. Um... Why aren't they playing the animation? That's why. You can't play an animation when they're not within a world root. So because its parent was nil. Okay, wait, this is pretty funny. No, these are not viewports. The Carlos animation, yes. Oh god, now I'm gonna open up 20 more crates just to get one. Yeah, it's close to the camera, exactly. Okay, wait, this is actually looking really good. Yeah, Jaden, it's not hooked up yet, so I just have it. Hey! No, this is actually looking really good. It's like really satisfying. Like, it like looks really satisfying. Like it feels, I don't know. Like the way they like go from like slide into each one. Yeah. Amazing. I love this part right here. It's doing some like wiggles. You know what we need? Wait. We need a part. And okay, wait. This will be good. Trust. Anchored. That false. Shadow, no. Okay. Then we move it. No! I clicked and he went away. Carlos. I wanted to get a green screen for him. Hey, wait, he'll come back. Carlos! Now I'm scared I'm gonna like click through it. Carlos, where are you? Oh, got the boss though. Okay. That's like a 1 in 200. Pretty sure that's what I put it at. We don't care about the boss though. We want Carlos. There he is. And then I'm gonna do this. They highlight 0 255 0. And now we have the perfect green screen for Carlos. Also, I just realized it's not deleting these. That just means there's like a stack of them right behind me. GIF of Carlos dancing. Just like a repeated clip. What if it's like the bouncing box? It goes from like corner to corner. Be amazing. Okay. Okay, well, I think I'm actually gonna end stream here though. It's been a lot of fun. It was a good stream. We actually got a lot done, dude. This is pretty cool. I'm really liking how this is turning out. I think it looks really awesome. A little bit more to do yet, but like honestly the hardest part's over when it comes to summoning. Like getting this animation working and feeling good. Only 3 hours today. Yeah, I started later. I'm really hungry. Was this coming to testing? Not for a while. Yeah, I know. I gotta add the VFX behind them and actually like put stats and stuff like that too. But all that's fairly simple. Most of that's just UI, not the VFX, but amazing. All right, I am gonna end it here though, but appreciate everyone hanging. So goodbye.